everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm Tina.
I'm Kalina.
I'm Finola.
I'm Chiengky.
Now I'm TJ.
Today we have our friends Chiengky and TJ here with us, as you know, and we will be asking them questions that girls are too afraid to ask guys. And just a disclaimer, TJ and Chiengky don't represent all men. And so with that, we'll just start with the first question. Why do you guys always assume we like you when we're just trying to be friends?
Well, what I think is that I think males or men are so devoid of exposure to positive emotion from girls, and whenever a girl is just being nice, then they get the wrong idea. Then they think that the girl likes them or whatever. That's just my thought.
What was your question again? I'm sorry. I mean, it'd be nice if we had like a few questions before we just jumped into it. I just don't know how to really prepare at the spot.
I mean, you just answer how you think what you think the answer is or what you think it is. But the question was, why do you guys always assume we like you when we're just trying to be friends?
My guess is probably just because most guys are, they've probably never had a girl interaction, so they assume immediately that, oh, she likes me, therefore she's making the first move.
That makes sense.
I mean, I guess. Okay.
Okay, so how do we, as in like girls, know if a guy actually likes us?
Jeez, there's like a lot of ways you could tell though, can't you? Or no?
I don't know.
Can we skip?
No, we cannot skip.
Or like pass and then come back,
You can just.
Can we rephrase the
answer,
question?
Like what you think. Like, how do you show that you like a girl?
I was gonna say.
You don't have to speak for all men. You just speak for yourself.
Yeah. So how would you show a girl that like you're interested or that you like them?
I don't know. I'm a pretty direct guy. I would just say, hey, you want to get some lunch, or you want to get some dinner, you want to get something, coffee, I think I don't know. Like, if you like someone, you should just be direct about it. You shouldn't need a wingman to do your job for you. I mean, they're gonna end up liking the wingman over you.
Yeah.
So.
That's true.
I think another big thing is just because guys, like, I think maybe this might be in my head, but like, girls, I feel like guys with more confidence that are willing to ask or will step up their confidence and just like show that they have the courage to do it, rather than, oh, he's just trying to impress me by his looks, his attitude, his personality, or whatever it could be, or his money, his car, his dog or cat, But I think a girl really likes confidence.
Yes.
I agree.
TJ, want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I mean, I agree too. Confidence is definitely a big key in showing that a guy is interested in a girl. But not just confidence, but like the guy needs to be clear and direct with his intentions, like very transparent. Do you know what I mean? Transparent enough to where the girl understands that, oh, he's trying to maybe be more than friends or whatever,
Yeah, it's not cute to play hard to get, or like when you act mean. That's not cute.
But in K-drama, it works.
But that's not real life.
Life is not a
real
K-drama.
Oh my god, that's not real life.
Just say.
I'm grinding my teeth because it's so cringe.
Well, we can move on to the next question.
So the next question is, do you guys care about height?
No.
I don't care. That's it.
Mhm.
It's just
I think
The full
height-
question.
height doesn't really, it doesn't play much of a role. At least for me, it doesn't play a big role in like if I'm attracted to a woman or not. I mean, I'll be more intimidated, but I'm willing to conquer the giantess,
The giantess. Oh my gosh. Okay, so
Yeah, I
it
think
doesn't
height
matter.
is I think height's just subjective to the person as well. I mean, if she was tall, that's great. Or if he was tall too, that's even better. But height is just, it's just a number, right?
It's just a number.
Okay, well that's good to know. So the next question is, why do you only chase girls who don't care about you?
But I've never.
But I've never.
I think at that point it's just a case of like infatuation, because if you're chasing a girl who doesn't care about you, you're probably chasing her because of her looks instead of who she is and how she is, because personal experience, I've done the same thing.
Yeah, I've seen it in a lot of guys too. I could agree with that too. I think a lot of guys chase after the girls that mistreat them or that like don't like them back. It's just because they're probably just more infatuated with the lust more than anything else, and because they're so, I guess, I don't know, not emotionally mature with their senses and thoughts. They just think this is what I want. This is what I'm gonna go for. That they get hurt.
It's interesting. Okay. All right. So then, from let's say like a perspective of a girl who might be like more educated and like very into her faith, why would guys be afraid to talk to girls like that?
I think it might be one reason they're afraid of like that their faith might not compare. So therefore, like they're afraid of like they won't be able to lead the girl, and therefore like they're already like, what is it, in doubt that their faith is already gonna deter them, the girl. Otherwise, I don't know. They don't. I feel like if the girl is smart, she would just say no to the guy. She like could see where his faith is, or like could kind of gauge where his faith looks like.
Can you repeat the question again?
So the main question is like, why are guys afraid to talk to me? But coming from a perspective of someone who's like a bit like more mature and educated and like really into her faith.
Yeah, I agree with the part about faith, and I also think that it comes down to the guy being insecure, seeing a woman so much more mature than he is, and that like if he were to try and go after her, like she might already know what she wants, and he'll be afraid of rejection, or like if he does manage to go on a few dates with this woman, then and on those dates he'll realize he's not on the same level as she is. So from that point forward, he'd be more afraid to pursue a woman who is mature in her faith and her emotions and whatnot. Yeah.
Guys just need to step it up. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, in like your guys' opinion, how much do looks matter?
Oh, I think looks. There's something that I read. I don't remember where or who said it or wrote it, but personally, I think looks mostly don't matter. But initially, like when you first meet the person or you go on your first date, you want to give a good impression. So looks do matter in that sense. Otherwise, as you get to know the person, obviously, looks begin to become secondhand and not as important. But yeah, initially, the first time, I think looks do matter, because that's the first thing people notice when you're trying to find a significant other is the looks of a person, whether that's physically or just materialistically. Yeah, I do think that it does matter to a certain degree.
Yeah, I think looks is like, if you were to ask me like where I put my like what I value, I don't think looks is that important to me, just because I know that like maintenance and personal care takes up so much time, and it can take up it takes like, as you get older, your looks will eventually fade. So like, I don't know, if you don't ever overcome that small obstacle of just like, oh, it's just looks, or like, oh, you know, like she's not pretty or oh she's too big. I feel like that's something that like you're gonna struggle with throughout your entire life anyway. So like people who use that as an excuse to say that oh she's not a 10, she's not my type. Well, I don't know, just being real with you, like if you're looking for a 10, I'm pretty sure everyone else is looking for a 10, and if you're not a 10 yourself, they're probably not looking for you. So tough luck.
Yay.
I feel like also like looks don't matter, but they do matter. I mean, you just gotta be comfortable waking up to that face every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the next question is why? Why do you guys always adjust?
What does that mean?
Yeah, just to what? Give me more specific. I was like, did your sentence not finish or something?
That's yourself, your area.
Oh,
Why?
I think
our private area. Like men are known to adjust every now and then.
I'm so sorry. I still don't understand. I'm sorry.
I think it's just like if it's uncomfortable in a certain position, you know, maybe that's why. But I don't know.
Oh, why do we always scratch our crotch? Oh, you just said it like that, dude. Gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god. See, I think it's so funny when I saw this question. I didn't know what it meant, but Tina and Clan knew right away. And I was like, what do you guys? I don't understand. They didn't even understand.
Clearly, me and Finola have not been looking.
Oh my god.
I mean, that person asked that question. So
Wait, who asked this question?
we cannot tell you because we can't. We're too afraid to ask you.
It's
Oh
anonymous. So
my gosh. Sure. I'll let TJ finish. I don't want to interrupt. I'm
mean,
so confused. I was like, what's he talking about?
I think it's because of an uncomfortable positioning, or it's like chafing or something. I don't know. I've never had that issue of having to adjust. So
okay.
I think I don't know. From what I've observed from other guys, I think it's more so of a it's in an uncomfortable position, and therefore it's also like maybe they're having an erection, and therefore it's just they're gonna reposition it so it's not so obvious. Otherwise, in other cases, I think it's because guys they sometimes clean their privates, so therefore like when they do that, they when the hair grows back, it gets itchy, so they scratch. So other than that, I really don't know. I think it's just the natural guy thing to just reposition it. I don't know.
how often have you girls seen a guy adjusting? You know?
I don't think I've ever.
Well, I mean, like we don't look.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like obviously you're not
Sure.
gonna like actively search for a dude to adjust who's adjusting, but like just at, like the corner of your eye or passing by. I don't think it's common enough for that to be a thing. But yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they just do it so subtly.
Yeah, discreetly. I don't know.
I guess I saw it once or something.
Okay.
I don't think
But-
I ever.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't know. Anyways, next question. Okay, so what are your deepest fears? Not like your fears, but like your deepest fears.
Mine is probably like knowing that I could have done something to help someone, but then not doing anything in it, or not doing something about it to make it to prevent it from happening.
I would say the same thing. Yeah, probably like the deepest fear of not being able to be strong in the face of those fears. You know what I mean? Like be able to have the courage to face anything, whatever it may be. Like like Chiengky said, take helping somebody when you know you can actually go and help them, or maybe like I don't know any examples off the top of my head, but yeah, I'd say that's one of the many deep fears I have. you boast courage and stuff, but then when it comes down to it, will you actually have that courage to actually do it? You know.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like on to the next question that somebody had was, what is the most common thing that girls do that makes a guy lose interest?
Talk about drama. Talk about themselves. Just kidding. I think it's almost inevitable that you're gonna talk about yourself, but like to the extent of like it's only about me. It's only about me. That's what kind of throws me off. I'm just like, hey, that's cool. Like you're boring. But I'm not gonna say it to them. I'll just be like in the back of my head. I'll just be like, yeah, that's cool.
I'm gonna leave this conversation now.
Yeah, because it's like I don't really know how to react. Like I'm not that involved in your life for me to be like, oh my gosh, yeah, I saw that too. And I'm just like, I don't even know what happened at your workplace, dude.
Yeah, I'd say this. Yeah, I'd say the same thing. It's well for me. It's true to a certain extent for me because I'm not I know I'm not an interesting person, and nothing interesting really happens in my life. So if they want to talk about themselves, I'm gonna let them go for it. And if they, seem to be enjoying themselves, then it's fine. But then for me, losing interest in a woman is what would make me lose interest is that like they don't show interest in you. I don't know if that's like the same thing that you just mentioned earlier, but like interest in the things that you do and showing the same amount of passion and support for the things that you like to do, and like putting in the effort and stuff. When none of that happens, then it's, see you later. Like I'm gonna stop paying attention to you now too. So
yep.
Yeah, makes sense.
I'm kind of lost in the questions because I thought that question was, yeah, anyways. I'm just gonna read the question that I wrote down. How much do you guys obsess over girls in their friend groups / talk about your relationship to your group of guys?
I don't even talk about my girlfriend, to be honest, because I'm like, what we do is our business, and like, what we share is what we share.
yeah.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't find it necessary that I would, talk about my relationship.
Why don't you?
I mean, like, yeah, like it's a very vital part of my life, but I don't think it's something that I, like I would want to like okay.
Expose.
Right. Well, on top of the idea of just like, if I'm already tired of hearing other people's relationships, why would I want other people to hear about my relationship?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay,
there's always that one person that's always posting on Facebook being like, oh, we're so cute. Oh, we just hit our 2 weeks. I'm like, if you hit your 2 weeks, you might want to run. That girl is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
But
no,
honestly,
dude.
though.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't like. I'm here for you. I'm not here for your girlfriend. I'm for your boyfriend. So,
Okay.
And like, if all you want to do is spend time with them, why don't you go spend time with them? And why are you with us?
Yeah.
That sounds a bit cold. Sounds a little callous, but like,
I don't
Like,
talk about Finola at all in my group of guy friends. Like unless it's something in like extra super important or something, I don't say anything at all, really.
Okay.
Like same thing when we're hanging out together with her friends, which are also my friends. Like we're there to hang out and chill, we're not here to talk about our relationship.
How about like let's say like your, I don't know, I guess like your guy friends, like will they ever like talk about a girl or like be like very like obsessed about a girl and just like talk about her?
Nope. All of my guy friends are most of them are single and they don't really care. So.
yeah, I'll just say that as well. I think another big thing is like, I don't want my single friends to be like, oh, I can't relate.
Yeah.
Because I'm single.
Talking about relationships, what is your idea of a date?
I think it's just hanging out, honestly, just chilling, enjoying each other's company, whether or not there's anything really said. It's just enjoying each other's company and like really engaging in each other.
Yeah, I think or sorry, TJ, you done? I'm sorry.
I'm good.
Oh geez, like if you're talking about ideal date, I think it's just sitting down and just like, talking about the bigger questions, I don't know. Money is only like relatively important. I don't know. It's like going out and spending it, but then like I want to get to know the person. I don't want to get to know the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, and then if I were to choose, like, have to choose like an activity or something, then say something like an escape room or something, you know, where you actively have to work together, see if you're like to see if you're compatible with each other, and that's if you have think the same, or like you have the same energy and all that.
Yes. Sorry, what was the question again? I'm losing track right now. I'm sorry.
It was just, what was your idea of a date?
Sorry, just going back to it's more so just like the getting to know each other, having the just I don't know, like I feel like the ideal date is, I don't know, I feel like it should already be your first date, but that's just me. That's just me. If I could redo my first date, I would not go to where I first went. I would have gone flying kites, but the wind is not
Oh.
nice. The wind is not nice on the first date.
Nice.
So, like, also following that question of relationships, like, where do you guys go for relationship advice?
I don't recall ever really going to anybody about relationship advice. A lot of the stuff I know about relationships comes from a lot of media that I consume, rather than actual advice from a person or something, you know?
For me, I go to married people already. I go to like my cousins. I go to my. Sometimes if I'm like, if it gets brought up, then I'll ask it up to like some parents or young couples. Put it that way.
So brave. I would never.
Really?
I mean, like, I would. I definitely would. But I'm saying, like, that wouldn't be like my first choice, you know?
Gotcha. Yeah.
But if push came to shove, I would definitely ask somebody like you said, like someone who is married and has all that experience.
I would recommend not going to your single friends, because
I mean,
single friends are just gonna validate your emotions, and they're gonna be like,
True.
"We're here for you. We don't care about him, or we don't care about her.
You could do so much better.
Yeah. Why are you trying to ship me with someone else, man?" That's
Oh
these
my
young
gosh.
people call it nowadays.
Yeah.
Like,
Was that the last question?
That was it? Oh my goodness, thank
No,
goodness.
we still have
Oh.
3 more.
3
Oh.
more.
Okay, so if your current girlfriend brings up your exes, would you be willing to talk about
Yes.
them?
yeah,
Wow.
it's I think it's part of being transparent with your partner.
Yes.
Is to bring up if they mention something about your ex, or like if they bring up if you had any past exes. I think it's the least that they deserve is to know the truth and like what happened and like how it went and stuff like that.
I think, yeah, I agree. I it's not to say I like to talk about it, but
Yeah.
I like bringing it up because I want to know what didn't work in your last relationship, and what can I do to not make that same thing happen again. Because if you're hopping from relationship to relationship and you're not gonna learn anything, don't get in a relationship. Don't waste your time. Don't waste.
Preach. Preach it.
Yeah, puke.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's definitely a touchier subject, but and I wouldn't. I would say like I wouldn't share unless they were willing to share too, because like why is it just me who you get to ask the question to? Can't I ask you too?
Yeah, and it doesn't want to make you look like, oh, I'm still obsessing over my ex.
Yeah.
You know?
Another question is like, what does success look like to you?
What is? I would say that at least part of it would be like to be in control of your emotions and to be communicating very well enough to be considered like, or to like seem very transparent. Good communication skills. That's what I'm trying to say. And have your life in order, just like all the general stuff, I guess, for anybody really.
For me, I wanna I don't know, like it's super subjective. I think success for me is just being able to, gosh, like it makes sense in my head, but then when I have to put it in words, it's like so much harder to do it. Um, for me, success is something more like defined as to like, how happy I am, like my self gratification. Does it matter? Yes. I don't know, like your happiness is really dependent on what you value the most. Like most people say like, oh, money makes me happy. I'm like, okay, so what can you do with money? Like hold it. Okay, cool. But like I don't know, for me, like what brings me happiness is just like being around people that care about me, being around people that want to empower me and make me want to continue doing better rather than just dwelling and just continuously doing the same thing. But it's hard to find that with people these days because everyone's so caught up in the current situation that it's hard for them to actually step forward and move up from it. So yeah, I don't know, that's a loaded question in my opinion.
Yeah, it is. It needs more time.
It
for
is,
that.
but thank you for answering it.
Yeah. Okay, so the last question is, so why are guys' answers never straightforward?
I feel like I'm being attacked.
Yeah, I
because
know.
I've been
I
on
was
it
just
this whole
gonna
time.
say.
Yeah. I think okay, so if I were to really put it into perspective of like other people, I think
Mhm.
I think one of the bigger things why guys are so vague is because they don't know how to explain themselves, and therefore they when they don't know how to explain themselves, they just kind of like, oh yeah, vaguely describe themselves, or like I also want to say like their list of vocab is just so bad that they don't know how to explain themselves.
Yep. Go read a book, kids. Go read a book.
Stay educated, man.
I agree. I think and then I think it's also part of like the context of what they're talking about in the moment, or like what they're trying to answer or whatever. Like in an interview for like a job, you probably wouldn't want to be so vague with the questions that the supervisor's asking. And then like if you're trying to get a date or something, same thing, I guess. Otherwise, yeah, I think it's also a matter of like fear of saying the wrong thing, not thinking about what they're saying before they say it. So it's like the vagueness is them trying to take in what the other person's asking and not trying to accidentally offend them or like make them think of you in a certain way or whatever, or something like that,
Yeah.
Well, that's all the time that we have today. Thank you, Chiengky and TJ, for answering the questions. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and follow our social media links in the description box below. Bye.
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 Thank you. Bye bye.